Zane's eyes fluttered open, his mind struggling to grasp the harsh reality of his existence. The sterile confines of his cell offered no solace, only a constant reminder of the fate that had befallen him, the last known survivor of a once mighty species. As he rose from the tattered bedding, his gaze fell upon the intricate markings that adorned his skin, remnants of a bygone era when humanity had dared to reach for the stars. Now those ancient symbols served as a cruel mockery, a testament to the downfall of his kind. The hiss of the cell door broke the oppressive silence, and Zane instinctively tensed, his muscles coiled like a spring, ready to flee or fight. But the figure that emerged was all too familiar. Illyria, his captor, and the sole reason for his continued existence. Illyria's iridescent scales shimmered in the dim light, her lithe form exuding an aura of power and control. Her piercing violet eyes studied Zane with a mixture of fascination and possessiveness, as if he were a rare and coveted artifact in her vast collection. "Good morning, my precious specimen," Illyria purred, her voice a melodic whisper that sent shivers down Zane's spine. "I trust you slept well?" Zane remained silent, his defiance etched into the lines of his weathered face. He had long since abandoned any hope of reasoning with his captor, for Illyria's obsession with him bordered on the edge of madness. "Come now, my dear," Illyria chided, her tone laced with mock concern. "Surely you haven't forgotten our arrangement. Your cooperation ensures your continued well-being." Zane knew all too well the consequences of defiance. The scars that crisscrossed his body were a constant reminder of the price he had paid for his initial resistance. Yet even in the face of such cruelty, a spark of defiance burned within him, fueled by the memories of a time when humanity had been free. With a resigned sigh, Zane rose to his feet and followed Illyria out of the cell, his footsteps echoing through the cavernous halls of her opulent dwelling. As they traversed the winding corridors, Zane couldn't help but marvel at the vast array of artifacts and treasures that adorned the walls, a testament to Illyria's insatiable desire for rare and exotic specimens. Illyria's private chambers were a showcase of her wealth and power, adorned with the finest treasures from countless worlds. Yet, among the glittering array of riches, Zane held a special place, a living relic of a once thriving civilization, now teetering on the brink of extinction. As Zane took his customary seat beside Illyria's ornate throne, he couldn't help but feel a pang of resentment towards his captor. Her obsession with him was a twisted form of affection, born from a desire to possess the last remnant of a dying species. "You know, my dear," Illyria mused, her slender fingers tracing the intricate patterns of Zane's skin, "you are truly a marvel, a living embodiment of a civilization that once dared to reach for the stars." Zane remained silent, his eyes downcast, unwilling to engage in her twisted games of admiration and possession. "Oh, come now," Illyria chided, her voice taking on a mocking tone. "Surely you must feel some sense of pride in being the last of your kind, a testament to the resilience of your species, even in the face of utter annihilation." Her words cut deep, stirring a maelstrom of emotions within Zane's weary soul. Pride, anger, and a profound sense of loss battled for dominance, leaving him torn and conflicted. "I am not a trophy for your amusement," Zane finally spoke, his voice a ragged whisper. "I am a living being, the last of a once great civilization that dared to defy the boundaries of the known universe." Illyria's eyes narrowed, her lips curling into a predatory smile. "And that is precisely why you are so valuable to me, my precious specimen. You represent the pinnacle of a dying breed, a living embodiment." Zane's heart raced as he overheard the hushed whispers of Illyria's guards, their words carrying the weight of a revelation that threatened to shatter the fragile existence he had grown accustomed to. A hidden sanctuary, they say. Humans, living and breathing, on a backwater moon, light years from their home world. The guards' voices were laced with a mixture of disbelief and intrigue, their words igniting a spark of hope within Zane's weary soul. Could it be true? Could there be others like him, survivors of a once great civilization, clinging to existence in the farthest reaches of the galaxy? As the guards continued their hushed conversation, Zane strained to catch every whispered syllable, his mind racing with the implications of such a discovery. If there were indeed other humans out there, it meant that he was not alone. Not the last of his kind, as Illyria had so adamantly believed. A newfound determination surged through Zane's veins, fueled by the prospect of reuniting with his own kind, of finding a sense of belonging that had been stripped away from him so cruelly. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, he dared to dream of freedom, of a life beyond the gilded cage that Illyria had so meticulously constructed around him. However, Zane's newfound excitement did not go unnoticed by his ever-watchful captor. Illyria, with her keen senses attuned to even the slightest shift in his demeanor, studied him with a scrutinizing gaze, her violet eyes narrowing as she detected the subtle changes in his behavior. Summoning one of her most trusted attendants, Illyria issued a hushed command, her voice barely above a whisper. "Keep a watchful eye on our prized specimen. Something has piqued his interest, and I intend to uncover the source of this newfound excitement." The attendant, a lithe and stealthy creature, nodded in silent understanding, melting into the shadows with a grace that belied their deadly purpose. From that moment on, Zane's every move, every fleeting expression, would be meticulously observed and reported back to Illyria, ensuring that no detail, no matter how insignificant, escaped her notice. As the cycles passed, Zane found himself consumed by thoughts of the rumored human sanctuary, his mind feverishly formulating plans and contingencies. He knew that any attempt at escape would be met with swift and brutal retaliation from Illyria, but the prospect of reuniting with his own kind was a risk he was willing to take. Unbeknownst to Zane, his every move was being scrutinized by Illyria's unseen spy, their watchful gaze recording every subtle shift in his demeanor, every whispered word, and every furtive glance. It was a game of cat and mouse, with Zane unwittingly playing the role of the prey, while Illyria's attendant stalked him with the patience and precision of a seasoned hunter. As the days wore on, Zane's plans began to take shape, his mind carefully weighing the risks and rewards of each potential course of action. He knew that any misstep, any hint of his true intentions, could spell disaster, not only for himself, but for the rumored human survivors as well. Yet even as he meticulously plotted his escape, a part of him couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt, a nagging sense of loyalty towards Illyria, his captor and twisted benefactor. For as cruel and possessive as she could be, there was an undeniable bond between them, forged through cycles of captivity and the shared experience of being the last of their respective kinds. Zane found himself torn between the burning desire for freedom and the lingering attachment to the only semblance of familiarity he had known for so long. It was a battle waged within the depths of his soul, a conflict that threatened to consume him from within. Little did he know that Illyria's watchful eye had already begun to unravel the threads of his plans, her keen intellect piecing together the subtle clues and whispers that had escaped his notice. And as the truth began to dawn upon her, a twisted sense of betrayal took root, fueled by the realization that her most prized possession harbored dreams of escape, of abandoning her for the promise. As Zane delved deeper into the whispered rumors of the hidden human sanctuary, a startling revelation began to unfold, one that threatened to shatter everything he thought he knew about his kind. The humans on the backwater moon, it seemed, were not mere survivors of a once thriving civilization, but rather the descendants of an ancient cedar colony, a progenitor race that had been instrumental in the very genesis of humanity's interstellar expansion. This revelation cast a new light on Zane's perceived status as the last of his kind, for if these ancient cedars still existed, their lineage could hold the key to unlocking the forgotten secrets of humanity's past, and perhaps even pave the way for a future beyond the brink of extinction. As this newfound knowledge took root in Zane's mind, his determination to escape Illyria's clutches and reunite with his long-lost kin burned brighter than ever before. He knew that the path ahead would be fraught with peril, but the promise of rediscovering his true heritage was a prize worth risking everything for. Unbeknownst to Zane, his every move, his every whispered utterance, had been meticulously observed by Illyria's unseen spy, a creature whose loyalty had begun to waver in the face of their captor's twisted obsession. As the spy bore witness to Zane's unwavering determination and the depth of his yearning for freedom, a seed of doubt took root within their own mind. They had seen firsthand the cruelty that Illyria was capable of, the lengths to which she would go to maintain her hold over her prized possession. And so, in a moment of rare courage, the spy made a decision that would forever alter the course of Zane's fate. Slipping into his quarters under the veil of night, they revealed themselves to him, their eyes filled with a mixture of trepidation and resolve. "I know of your plans," the spy whispered, their voice barely audible over the sound of Zane's pounding heart. "And I have come to offer you a chance at freedom." Zane's eyes widened, his mind racing with 1,000 questions and doubts. Could he trust this creature, this extension of Illyria's watchful gaze? Or was this merely a cruel ruse, a trap designed to ensnare him further in the web of his captor's obsession? The spy, sensing Zane's hesitation, pressed on. "I have seen the depths of Illyria's madness, her twisted desire to possess and control that which she cannot truly understand. You deserve better than to be a mere trophy, a living relic for her amusement, and at one point she asked me to check if she could mate with your species, a truly disgusting thought." Zane's heart pounded in his chest as he weighed the spy's words, his mind torn between the promise of freedom and the ever-present fear of betrayal. But deep within him, a spark of hope flickered, fueled by the prospect of reuniting with his long-lost kin and unlocking the secrets of his ancient heritage. With a silent nod, Zane sealed his fate, placing his trust in the hands of the one creature who had dared to defy Illyria's tyranny. Together, they hatched a daring plan, one that would see Zane slipping through the cracks of Illyria's opulent domain and embarking on a perilous journey towards the hidden sanctuary of the ancient cedars. The journey to the backwater moon was fraught with danger. Each light year traversed a testament to Zane's unwavering determination and the spy's loyalty. Together, they navigated treacherous star systems, evaded the watchful gaze of Illyria's agents, and pushed the boundaries of their very existence. As their battered craft finally breached the outer reaches of the ancient cedar colony's sanctuary, Zane found himself holding his breath, his heart pounding with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. This was it, the moment he had dreamed of, the chance to reunite with his long-lost kin and unravel the mysteries of his heritage. The colony itself was a marvel of ancient engineering, a sprawling network of habitats and structures that seemed to defy the laws of physics and gravity. Zane marveled at the intricate designs, the intricate patterns that seemed to echo the very essence of humanity's ancient past. As their craft touched down on the lunar surface, Zane felt a surge of excitement coursing through his veins. This was it, the moment he had dreamed of for so long, the chance to reunite with his long-lost kin and unravel the mysteries of his ancient heritage. The airlock hissed open and Zane stepped out onto the alien soil, his eyes squinting against the harsh glare of the twin suns that bathed the colony in a warm, ethereal glow. The air was thick with the scent of unfamiliar spices and the hum of ancient machinery, a symphony of sights and sounds that assaulted his senses. Zane's heart raced as he caught sight of the first inhabitants of the colony, beings that shared his features, his mannerisms, and his indomitable spirit. They approached him with a mixture of awe and curiosity, their eyes wide with disbelief at the sight of one they had long thought extinct. "Welcome, brother," one of the elders greeted him, his voice trembling with emotion. "We had all but given up hope of ever encountering another of our kind." "Thank you, my friend, I am Zane. I hate to be the bearing of bad news, but my arrival is not without danger. You must gather the elders for an emergency meeting." Zane felt a lump form in his throat, his eyes stinging with tears of joy and relief. He was no longer alone, no longer the last remnant of a dying breed. Here, in this ancient sanctuary, he had found a sense of belonging that he had thought lost forever. But he knew that he had to warn them of an obsessed warlord, one that would not hesitate to enslave them all. After Zane had explained his ordeal with the warlord, the elders quickly showed Zane an ancient old technology that was crude-looking, but had a very specific purpose. The elders went to explain how it could completely cloak the entire moon, and it's how they have survived for so long. With this advantage, they were safe from Illyria's gaze and remained undiscovered. As the days turned into weeks, Zane immersed himself in the ways of the ancient cedars, his thirst for knowledge insatiable. He learned of their rich history, their role in seeding the stars with the spark of humanity, and the ancient wisdom that had been passed down through countless generations. The elders regaled him with tales of bygone eras, of humanity's golden age, when their kind had dared to reach for the farthest corners of the galaxy, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a hunger for knowledge that knew no bounds. And as Zane's understanding of his heritage grew, so too did his sense of purpose. He realized that he was not merely a survivor, but a living embodiment of humanity's resilience, a testament to their unwavering spirit in the face of adversity. With each passing cycle, Zane's bond with the ancient cedars deepened, and he found himself taking on a new role, that of a leader, a beacon of hope for those who had thought their kind lost to the ravages of time and space. Together, they began to forge a new path, one that would see them reclaiming their rightful place among the stars. Zane's mind raced with possibilities, his dreams fueled by the knowledge and technology that the ancient cedars had safeguarded for eons. Whispers of their existence began to spread like wildfire across the galaxy, igniting a spark of hope in the hearts of those who had thought humanity extinct. And as word reached the far-flung corners of the cosmos, a new era dawned, one in which the ancient cedars would once again take their place as the vanguards of exploration and discovery. Zane stood at the forefront of this renaissance, his eyes alight with the fire of determination and a newfound sense of purpose. The adventures that awaited him and his kin were boundless, their horizons stretching as far as the farthest reaches of the known universe. Whether it was charting new worlds, unlocking the secrets of long-forgotten technologies, or forging alliances with beings from across the cosmos, Zane knew that the ancient cedars were poised to embark on a journey that would etch their name into the annals of galactic history. And as he gazed out upon the vast expanse of stars that twinkled in vacuum of space, Zane couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and wonder. For he was no longer the last of his kind, but rather the harbinger of a new era, one in which humanity would rise from the ashes of near extinction and reclaim their rightful place among the stars. The adventures that lay ahead were boundless, and Zane knew that with the ancient wisdom of the cedars guiding them, there was no limit to the heights they could soar.